and they just want to chat and ask a good question, get an answer quickly. We front that right now. We are going to be able to extend that to y'all if the city wants it, so that if it's that question, why is my water bill so high, it can get transferred to y'all. Well, but here's another thing. Our chat function is actually becoming intelligent through AI. So there's a lot of simple questions or even complicated questions that everybody is, wanting the machine to answer. So even simple things like, what do I wear to court? I mean, the bot, the AI will answer it, and we teach the AI what to answer. And it's not just some generic AI. We actually train it about your court and your utility department, on your city, your rules. We feed it. And then we show you the questions and the answers to your staff, so that you all can, if there needs to be any tweaking or correcting, so it's called generative AI. So you're actually making that bot more intelligent. And here's the big thing we hear from cities these days, where while there were people, and actually it's true in any business these days, where people used to stay in a job for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Now every couple of years, people are moving around and wanting to change jobs. It's hard to train anybody. So guess what? When you can't train people, then train the software. It'll do their job,
Well,
So
we're
that's
running
the
out of kiosks. We don't want to work on Fridays.
That's right. That's right.
So is the kiosk a necessary component?
No, it is not a necessary component. You can either get it or you don't get it.
Okay.
It's totally up to you.
So the prices, though, how do those work in software versus kiosks?
So the only major cost to y'all to start up any of this stuff is either the kiosk or the fee for the implementation. Everything else is we make our money on the transactional revenue. So when we provide you court payments, let's say it's not on the kiosk, but we still provide online, we still do the texting, we still do all of that. There is no.
But that $3.95 per transaction, did I see that right? Was that the kiosk cost, or was that the $3.50? Yeah, something.
Yeah.
That's right.
$3.50 per $100, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not the kiosk. That's
That's
not the cost
just-
of using the kiosk.
That's the cost of credit card transactions, where we absorb the credit card fees and y'all pay nothing. So we pay the credit card fees out of that $3.50,
Okay.
and y'all absorb no part of that credit card fee.
But who pays the $3.50?
The user,
Okay.
the user.
So the person that got the ticket, if they want
Right.
to use the credit card.
Right.
Or
And
the
then for
person paying
water-
the water bill.
Right.
Yeah, but
Or
that's
water
a
bill, that's
dollar.
$3 bill.
That's a dollar. is what
Well,
I
there
thought.
are two ways we can do this. If you all want to absorb your credit card fees, which we were shocked that it was 3.75%.
It's 3.7 plus $1.50.
Plus $1.50, yeah. I mean, typically your utility percentage on your bill should be somewhere around 2.7 to 3 at the most. So that's a high fee. But if you all want to have your own merchant account, we can set you up with your own merchant account. The fee won't be 3.75. But then there is that dollar per transaction fee. It's not $1.50 as it is right now. So there's a big reduction there. And you can decide whether you want to pay it as the city or you want to pass it on.
Right. We've already, for water bills, we've taken the position that we're going to pay the fees in order to get people to use the system.
Yeah,
If most cities do that, then with the court,
Yeah.
some cities pass it to the defendant.
Right. I mean, I think you see the perp has been a little different than.
Oh, yeah, and there's a lot of people who get tickets in your city that don't even live here.
Right.
So that's a different story, right? I mean,
Right.
as far as the ones that are. But we'll work with you, we're very flexible, so you can slice and dice this any which way that works for y'all. Different cities have different.
On the kiosk, if I walked up and say I'm gonna pay cash, and I put my money in and nothing happens, is that recorded somehow? Is the video recorded?
Every single kiosk has 3 cameras on it at least. And one of them takes a picture of the person, one of them actually records video of the person. It also records video while you're putting in the money or your check or your credit card. So there's one facing down the face of the kiosk, and then there's one in the safe. So anybody who opens the safe to work with it.
And those,
Smart.
and those cameras are very good. We could zoom in, and we could, from the jail kiosk, we can pull serial numbers from bills, because sometimes times you would need to
There
do
are
that.
high-definition cameras that are,
Some ongoing investigations.
yeah, and we keep track of everything. So even if somebody just touches that button and doesn't do anything, we'll know. When they put in their account number, it's all available to your staff to look at.
So, Chief, how many years ago did we look at ticket writers?
We've done it a couple of times now.
Like 5 years ago, most
Yeah,
recently, or
give or
something?
take.
And my recollection was, at that point, the word we got was the majority of the officers did not want it, and we're not gonna use it, and, you know, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So, do you sense that that has changed some?
At a certain point, when do we modernize things? You know, we talk about this as a city as a whole, and at a certain point, y'all, your department will have to make a move as well, you know? And so 5 years ago, how many of the same officers do we even still have? And would our newer ones
Pretty much
even,
all of them.
what?
All of them?
Huh?
Well, no, you got
Well,
three.
we got several
Then
new
why have
ones.
we had a shortage all
Yeah.
these years that I've been hearing about, and haven't we rehired them? So you do have new staff, and so they may be the willing ones to do it. And if the detective husband is the chief, then she may be the, you know, the spearhead. And has Perkins looked at this? And what was his attitude towards it?
It's more things we have to keep up with and more things we can bring.
But do we actually?
What he can bring.
Or something wrong, do they call you?
Right, so all that you're
Yeah,
gonna keep
ridiculous.
up with is whatever you deploy it on. So if you deploy it on your phone, you're gonna keep up with your mobile device. We do that all day, every day. That's why we didn't elect to go like, for instance, food is what I use. We had a dedicated big PDA.
Clunky machine.
Well, the last time we looked, there was a special device, right?
This
Yeah.
deploys.
This is the difference.
Yeah, the reason we went this route also is one of the hardest things that policing is facing right now is retention and recruitment. And we're getting younger because more people are exiting the career field. If you talk to these new folks entering the profession, one of the reasons they'll select one agency over another, outside of pay. They always look at pay and benefits and opportunity, but what kind of technology are you using? All these kids are raised either on Chromebooks, on Apple phones, or on some type of Android. And they're more familiar with this than the old traditional way. So I get it. The old school handwriting citations was easy. We knew it. It was comfortable. You know, we felt like, you know, nothing could ever go wrong. But where you look at technology is right now, we're living on this day in and day out, and we rely on the security of this device to pay our bills, to manage our bank accounts, to track our kids through Life 360, find my iPhone, and all of those things. But it is change, and change scares people.
I think to your point, what you're saying is, it gets rid of paper, because we've all decided that we need to stop printing. It also helps mitigate potentially an officer losing a ticket, or when they hand it to the clerk losing the ticket, and God forbid this building go up in flames or something, then it's all stored in a cloud where business can continue as normal the next day.
Yeah, well, yeah, so throughout all of our solutions, that's been our goals, especially with COVID. You know, COVID woke us all up. a lot. And we had to move, unfortunately, I told them insanity, and I sat in the chair that the city manager sat in with another city for a while, and we were not ready for it. I don't think any city was to be able to immediately go to a remote environment. Well, that also became one of our missions, was to create an ecosystem where very soon you're going to be able to run all city operations through our tools. And they're secure. That's why we have strong partnerships with Amazon Web Services. That's why we have strong partnerships with Apple. That's why we're building other strong partnerships with our CGIS integrator, who's Compasys, so that we can provide that platform for cities, because we can't fail when those things happen.
So-
Sorry, I was going to say, on one of your bills, it's titled implementation fee, and it's a year. Does that mean like a year's worth of holding
Which
hands
one
and
is
recommend-
compensation?
I think it's on the police one.